Well, for everyone who has been following the two-wheeler news should now know that the Honda Navi is gonna start its sale in the US and Canada. And that's a great thing for the riders in the US and Canada because the Navi is a special one. Honda's Navi is the cute and attractive offering that Honda thought would be great success in the Indian market, but unfortunately the sales were not that good. And that might be the reason that the Navi was discontinued when BS6 was made mandatory. And it was a sad news because I really do love the Navi and personally I do own one, and if Honda would have kept it alive in the Indian market with slight upgrades, that would have been great. And all this happened in 2020, and fast forward to the present, well, surprisingly, Honda has decided to launch the same Navi we had in India in the US and the Canadian market. And I think it's a great move. Now, the Navi is not like a typical scooter or a bike, but instead it's a two-wheeler which has created its own category. Now, the Navi is in the likes of the Honda Groom and the Monkey, but they are priced really high, and also the Navi's automatic transmission convenience is an added advantage for the Navi. And from the spec sheet of the 2022 version that's launched, well, it's almost the same one that we had in India. But then pricing is different, and compared to the Indian variants pricing, it's high. But in the US and Canada, well, compared to the other offerings, it's an aggressive pricing. And I feel the Navi might become a success because this cute little aggressive mini moto two-wheeler is an ideal one for your daily commutes. The Navi is designed to be used like that. It's basically a single rider vehicle, and if you follow that style of a use pattern, well, then you will love the Navi. Its dimensions are very compact with a wheelbase of 1286 millimeters, and here the compact nature does make the Navi a lightweight vehicle, which is a great thing for easy maneuvering. And also the seat height is just 765 mm, so even if you're a short or a tall rider, you can without any trouble ride the Navi. My height is 176 centimeters, and for me, even though the Navi might look a bit awkward, there was no issues while riding. In fact, for 25 to 30 kilometer ride in a stretch, I didn't face much discomfort. So you should from this setup get the idea that the Navi is a cool little vehicle, but then it's not for the majority too. But here, as I stated, it's designed to be used in tough conditions like a crowded traffic scenario. And while riding through such a condition, the Navi can get you out of it quickly and easily. Now the quickly part is because the Navi is actually a peppy vehicle. It's powered by a 109cc engine, and the 2022 version is also having the same capacity engine, and from my usage, I think this engine is more than enough for the Navi. You can easily hit the 60 km/h mark, and this automatic transmission engine has that aggression such that the speed gain is kind of fast. But here with the Navi, a very important thing to note is that the ideal speed range I'll keep is in the 0 to 60 km/h mark, and I won't recommend pushing above that. Well, it's possible, but if you do that, well, then you're risking a lot because the tires and brakes are not that good for any such kind of rides. Both the front and rear tire thickness is 90 mm, and here the front rim is 12 inches while the rear is 10 inches. And that's fine, but again, it's just fine for city rides. And also the brakes, both the front and rear is the 130 mm drum brake. So with these specs, I'll surely suggest to ride within the Navi's capabilities. And to be frank, its capability is more than sufficient for your daily office or casual rides. And by the way, the Navi's fuel tank capacity is not massive because it's just a 3.5 liter tank, and about the 2022 version, it's stated to get a 3.4 liter tank. And this tank capacity is again for the use case scenario sufficient because from my testing, if you're not an aggressive rider who constantly speeds up and slows down, well, then you can get a mileage in the approx 40 plus km/h mark. And here this analog meter console is something that's matching well with the Navi's design. And about the suspension, well, they're not that bad. I like the comfort that the suspension combo provided because here the front telescopic suspension and the rear spring-loaded hydraulic one does take most of the stress from the rider. So from all this, the Navi was a great offering, and that's the reason why the 2022 version that's launched is something to rejoice about. But sadly, it's not something that's happening in India. But still, is there any hope for the riders in India? Well, I'm not sure. And I feel Honda might not have plans of relaunching the Navi in India because the Indian market is kind of different. Navi's concept, even though it's the best, I think the majority of the riders in India will look for a 110cc scooter over the Navi because of the more convenience a scooter offers. And even though the Navi might be priced less than those scooters, well, still majority was leaning to the scooter side. And that was the major reason for the low volume sale and the sad departure of the Navi from the Indian market. But this launch in the US and Canadian market is a glimpse of hope, and if Honda plans to relaunch the Navi in India, that will be great too. Well, that's up for this video. And from you guys, what do you think of the Navi? Is it something you will buy for your daily commutes? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section, and for sure, please don't forget to like and share this video, and also clicking the subscribe button is much appreciated. See you again in the next one. Till then, bye, and always ride safe.